Debt is evil. Cut up your credit cards. If you owe anyone anything, you're in sin. Have you ever heard that before? A lot of churches preach like it's gospel truth. But the Bible's teaching on debt is a lot more layered than just debt equals bad. Because if debt is always sin, then why does God regulate it in the Old Testament? Why does Jesus use it in his parables? And why does Paul say, let no debt remain outstanding instead of never borrow at all? So today, let's bust the debt myth that all debt is always evil and learn how to handle money the kingdom way. How? Let's get started in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Hey, 7-figure squad, what we go? Run it up, run it up.
What's cracking, everybody? Money Smart Guy Matt Sapaula here, hailing to you from Dallas, Texas, and welcome back to Bible Money Myths series, which is a series that exposes the lies, keeping believers broken, bound, and replacing them with biblical truth that sets you free. Now, 2 weeks ago in episode 2, we shattered the poverty mindset by showing you 10 biblical truths about wealth, life insurance, and Jesus' provision. Last week in episode 3, we broke the chains of guilt around tithing and exposed what pastors don't want you to hear, but giving with joy instead of guilt. And today, episode 4, we're going in on debt. But before we dive into comments below, please put, do you believe carrying any form of debt is sin? Yes or no? Put it in the comment section below. I want to see where you stand before I unpack the word. Now, 7 biblical truths about debt. Number 1, the Bible warns about debt. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 7 says this, the rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. You see, debt creates dependency. It's not damnation, but it is domination. I know firsthand. Early in my financial journey, I blew off debt. I ignored missed payments. I thought these things would just sweep under the rug and then they would just disappear. And I learned that beast doesn't go away. It haunts you until you face it. Number 2, debt is not sin, but integrity does matter. Romans chapter 13, verse 8 says this, let no debt remain outstanding except the continuing debt to love one another. For whoever loves others has fulfilled the law. Paul doesn't say never borrow. He says, don't leave it unpaid. The wickedness isn't in the borrowing. It's in the refusing or the blowing off to repay. Psalm 37 verse 21 says this, the wicked borrow and do not repay, but the righteous, they give generously and they honor their bills. You see, the sin is dishonesty, not debt itself. Number 3, God permitted and regulated debt. Deuteronomy chapter 15, 1 through 2. At the end of every 7 years, you must cancel debts. This is how it is to be done. Every creditor shall cancel any loan they have made to a fellow Israelite. Now, if debt were inherently evil, God wouldn't have regulated it with a system. He would have banned it outright without resetting it. Now, if you're wondering how all this applies to your own personal financial situation, like whether you should refinance, should you consolidate, should you get life insurance or take on new debt strategically, that's why I make myself available on an app called Minect. Please send me your questions and I'll respond with a text message, a personal video message right to your phone. Please download the app Minect, search Matt Sapaula, and let's talk stewardship and not slavery. And to help you further, I want to give to you my free booklet, 7 Habits of Faith-Made Millionaires. Just type habits in the comment section below or check the link in the description below and we'll send it to you. Now, number 4, some debt produces growth. What? Proverbs 21 verse 5. The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes only to poverty. Destructive debt comes from haste. Swiping for wants, not needs, but strategic debt, planned, calculated, can build growth. Let me give a quick case study. At a Cigars, Wealth and Wisdom Mastermind and Networking event, one of the couples there, they run a CPA firm. His wife left corporate America to serve the 40 clients they built on a part-time basis. Now they're doing it on a full-time basis. And they're planning to acquire another CPA firm within the next 12 months using a what? An SBA loan. See, that's stewardship. That's leverage and debt leverage as a servant, not a master. Number 5, Jesus used debt to teach wisdom. Luke 16, 5 through 7 says this. So he called in each one of his master's debtors. He asked first, how much do you owe my master? 900 gallons of olive oil, he replied. Manager told him, take your bill, set it down quickly, and chop it to 450. Wow. See, Jesus didn't condemn the system of debt. used it as a picture of his resourcefulness and foresight. If debt were inherently evil, he wouldn't have put it in the story. Number 6, debt for image and status is the trap. Now, here's where sin creeps in. When people use debt to keep up with an image, a lifestyle, and status to impress people, to buy what they can't afford, Galatians 1 verse 10 says this, am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? Or am I trying to please people? If I were still trying to please people, I wouldn't be a servant of Christ. Yeah, that's in the word. Debt is a dangerous tool when it's rooted in pride. Every swipe to impress man is a step away from pleasing God. Number 7, freedom from debt testifies to the kingdom. That's right. Leviticus 25 verse 10, consecrate the 50th year and proclaim liberty throughout the land to all of its inhabitants. It shall be a jubilee for you. Each of you is to return to your family property and to your own clan. You see, debt forgiveness was part of Jubilee. It was God's way of restoring freedom. Here's a line I've often said to our audience in our workshops. Your checking account is a result of your consciousness. Your credit report is a reflection of your attitude. When you steward faithfully, when you live with discipline and reject the debt for image trap, you become a testimony for the Lord. Because debt doesn't own you, God does. So no, debt is not always evil, but unmatched debt, it is financial slavery. So if you're in destructive debt, fight like crazy to kill it and bump up that credit score and increase your savings. If you're considering strategic debt, plan it with diligence, with prayer, and a multitude of counselors. Because in the end, your money must serve your mission, not the other way around. Now, in next week, episode 5, we're going to tackle one of the most misquoted verses in the Bible, that money is the root of all evil. See, that's not what the actual word says, and the truth might shock you. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel here at 7 Figure Squad. Share this video with a kingdom builder you know, and we'll see you in the next episode. And please put your biggest takeaway in the comment section below. From Dallas, Texas, I'm your money smart guy, and until we meet again, continue to live smart, continue to love smart, and be money smart today.